Alright, good morning everyone. Hope everyone is having a great morning. It is Friday. We are coming down to the end of the week. But it looks like we do have a few plays on hand this morning that I do like. Let's dive into this watch list and let's get started. Alright, EDSA is going to be the first one I'm going to go over. Now yesterday on EDSA, this one I had a long and short on yesterday. This one was a little trappy, Yesterday at the morning looked really weak. I had a quick short out of the gate. Shorted the pop. Covered into the washes. Then it started building these higher lows around 11 a.m. And it started squeezing on all the way up to like almost $8 yesterday. And it came back on down. And I did have a play on this yesterday. I'm sorry guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry, my dog snuck up real quick. Alright. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah, yesterday. So yesterday I had a long on this, right around 2 p.m. So this one came back on down. I said, guys, watch this around 5:90, 6:30. Make sure you guys are over in the Discord. I'm calling these plays out, as they happen. So yesterday in the Discord, took a long here right around the 6:20 mark and rode this all the way up to like 7:10. Got out right around the 7:10 mark. And you can see we kind of topped out around here. Had a lot of trouble, holding the $7 level, and we ultimately, dumped on off, into power hour. Now you guys can see in pre-market and after hour it's just dead. No volume, nothing going on. Looks absolutely dead. And we saw this happen on ARCI. If you guys remember ARCI, when it ran on the day one, I think it was last week or the week prior. Had that end of day washout, then pre-market and after hours looked absolutely dead. Even at open, the volume looked pretty weak. I remember shorting it into the open because this is my one of my short setups. After we have a big spike on up, the day two we have this gap down, and I looked to short into resistance, but ARCI just just snuck up on everyone, and that one ran from like $5 all the way to $9 on that day too. So EDSA, I'm maybe looking for the a similar scenario here in EDSA. EDSA, this was easy to borrow yesterday. What do you guys know? It's easy to borrow, easy to blow up. That's what you should remember. If you are shorting, be careful if it is an easy to borrow name. And EDSA definitely wasn't an easy to borrow name. So you definitely have some shorts still in this from yesterday who swung this overnight. So we'll be looking for almost like an ABCD type setup. So I'm going to go on ARCI and show you guys what happened on this day two. You guys are wondering why I'm referring to ARCI because this one did have similar price action to EDSA, and we've been seeing this algo it's very present in this market right now. I probably gonna post the algos just so you guys could study them over in Discord. I wrote down each one that we've been seeing recently. So this was ARCI. This was day one. Day one, you can see we had this late day crack. Then it reclaimed, squeezed. Then into the close, it faded on off. You can see volume very weak after hours. Into pre-market, you can see still very weak. Now we're in pre-market. Now we're at open. You can see we had a little pullback at the open. Still very light volume. This is fader volume, but just when you have big hands step in like this, sometimes it doesn't matter. And you could see, put in a higher low right here. So if we see something like this, higher low, start to creeping on up, could look for a long on EDSA today. And it's very possible we could see the same type of volume and it'll be a fader, So we really have to just play it by ear, see how it sets up, see if it starts putting in these higher lows, and we can go from there. You can see this went from $5 all the way to $9. That is crazy on light volume. Didn't really do any sort of heavy volume, and then you could see just had the infinite dump too after. All right. Apologize about the dogs this morning, guys. I'll probably bring my dog down in a second. Alright. What's next? NTGN. Now, NTGN, we'll be looking for a short on this one. This one does have a big ATM. higher in float. They're strapped for cash too, so I could definitely see them tapping into that ATM today on NTGN. The only thing I'm a little worried about is 70% institutional owners, so do got to be a little careful there. It is pretty high on the institutional side. So we'll be watching for weak volume on pops to get short on NTGN for some more downside. Ideally we're looking for maybe sub 3 on this one on NTGN or low 3s, depending on where this pops into. The higher the better on NTGN. So I'll wait for demand to peak out, then I'll look to start in on NTGN. As long as the volume weak, if we're doing really, heavy, good baseline volume, I'll avoid. Also, the news is pretty sketchy too on NTGN. All right. Oh, there's one more. TNAV. TNAV don't really have a bias on this one. This one was weird because it did have this huge red day yesterday, so we could see a dead cat bounce. I'm not really familiar with playing these types of setups, but the float on NTAV 35 million. Institutional also high. This one also has short sale restriction on, so it's tricky on the long side and the short side. So I don't really have a strong bias on this one yet this morning. So this one we'll just see how it plays out. Just give me 1 second, guys. I have to let my dog out. I'm sorry. All right, I'm back. Shouldn't hear any more dogs this morning, unless they sneak on up somehow. All right. Let's see. EDSA. All right, so that was the watch list. Watching those 3 this morning. If you guys have any other tickers you want me to check out, or you guys could let me know. Also, I know a trader did mention Domo. This one had a huge gap down almost 40% on the day. So if you guys like these higher stock plays, definitely look over Domo this morning. Same with Roku. Roku's been a crazy squeezer lately. This one have a close on a doji star, so we'll see what happens today on Roku. Let me just see. Sometimes those charts are weird. Yeah, so we kind of closed on a doji star on Roku, so small little gap down this morning. So we could see a possible reversal on Roku. It's definitely possible. You do want to be careful. Fighting a stock this strong, but closing on a doji star sometimes indicates a trend reversal. So it's definitely possible that we could see Roku have a red day coming on up. The move on NTGN. I'm looking for a fader on that one. It does have a big ATM. They're strapped on cash. Float's a little bit higher. The news was sketchy, so a lot of bearish factors there on NTGN. So hopefully we get a pop to like 370s, 380s, right around that $4 mark, and we could go attack on the short side. ZUMZ. Check this one out. CZUMZ. Pretty big gap here. Gapping over 30. This one all-time highs. So it's gonna have some resistance here at this $32 mark from a previous day. So it's not at all-time highs. It was up a little bit higher. Let's see the volume so far. Volume a little light, 21,000 shares. Let's see the float, 20 million. So not bad. 20 million float, almost 25% short float, high institutional ownership on a gap up. I'm sure it has some sort of news or earnings. This could definitely be a nice play on the mid cap side. So there are some plays in the mid cap land. Domo, ZMUZ. I like playing these when small caps are slow, but right now small cap market's pretty good. So I'm not gonna focus on them unless we have a really slow day. Like if EDSA just fades, NTGN doesn't get a pop, and both those two plays die on out without the setting on up, then we could look over some of those plays. Let's see, DCGD. DCGD. Yeah, this is a gold play. So, it's going to go off the price of gold. So you can see this one has a very nice climb on up, since the price of gold is rising. So it's going to go off the gold sector. I'm not too familiar with, other sectors like oil and gold plays. I'm not too familiar with them. So, this one, not going to trade like a normal penny stock. I'm sure it's going to go off gold. EKSO. EKSO, this one's a full, wow, EKSO just been getting beat up there, very beat chart. That one was a former runner. I remember that one was like at $4, I believe. So EKSO, little gap. This one could see like a dead cat bounce. It's so beat the chart there. Back at 50 cents. Yeah, this one, remember trading this one. This one went on a nice multi-day run. So, it does look like they have a headline this morning, up 14%. So this one could definitely be in play. If it gets some volume, towards it, definitely a nice find here. So, watch the scanners, watch to see if volume starts to move on in, and maybe we could get a reversal, a $1 break, coming on up on EKSO, because that chart definitely looks beat. Could see some sort of reversal. All right, let's see. We got 8 minutes. You have some time here. EDSA. Let's see if that one opens up on SSR. That'd be interesting. I think SSR is like 530s. Pinu, good morning. This week flew by. It's already Friday. That's crazy. Week definitely flew by. Next week will be the first, full week of September trading. So far, September trading has not been bad at all. Can't complain. End of August was hot, and now September's getting off to a pretty nice start. Let's see, NTGN starting to slowly creep on up, so that's nice. The higher the better on NTGN. If you guys haven't already, make sure you check out our Discord chat. Links down below in the description, and we do have a link right there in the live chat. Totally 100% free. We have over 1,000 traders there in Discord chat. Russell, good morning to you, man. First time here. So right now, let me just go through the watch list again real quickly. I'll do a quick rerun through it because I did just go over it, so I don't want to repeat myself for any new people. I meant for any old people, but I'm sure some people just joined, so I just want to go over it one more time. So EDSA, we'll be looking for a possible long on this. This usually would be a short setup, but there's a lot of reason to tell me this could have potential for a day two based on the price action, what I was seeing yesterday on EDSA. So I'm going to watch this for a possible day two setup. Very similar to ARCI on day two. So I do want to see some sort of higher low pattern form. On EDCA, and I could go attack from there. It's very possible this thing could just have a weak open, low volume, and fade. So you do want to be cautious of that on EDSA. Alright, so NTGN now starting to come on up a little bit. This one, I am looking for a short into this one. This one does have a big ATM, recent ATM in effect. They are strapped for cash. The news is very sketchy. a little bit higher in flow. The only thing I'm concerned about is the institutional ownership's a little high. There's a lot more bearish factors that outweigh just the institutional ownership. So we'll be looking to short this one into pops on weak volume. So NTNV was the last one I was watching. This one I don't have a bias on NTAV. I usually don't look for these dead cat bounces, but you can see this thing had a massive dump yesterday, and now it's starting to bounce a little bit. So I don't really want to get caught up in something like this that I'm not too familiar with, but this is one that definitely could have volume and price action towards it today. Apologies, guys. Really sorry. House a little noisy today. It's Friday, you know. Everyone's here, and it's kind of loud, so I apologize about that. But let's see. MGI. MGI. Do believe is this a Bitcoin play on MGI? It does sound familiar, but that chart definitely looks pretty overextended there on MGI. They're coming up to $5. So let's see. This does look this does look familiar on MGI. I think this may be a Bitcoin play. I'm not 100% sure, but you know, coming up to $5 now. You know, very nice climb on up. You're off the lows on MGI. So let's see the short float, 12%. I'm not sure if that's 100% accurate. You may want to check a few other sources, but you know, it's coming up to $5 now, so you could definitely see you know, some volume move on in on this over 5. You could get some shorts seeing starting to get them squeezed out, you know, over that $5 mark on MGI. You don't see any news on it, but you know, it looks like a daily chart breakout on MGI. Yeah, stock block. You know, that was it was very rare too on ARCI to see something like that. But you know, it definitely seems like, you know, there's this algo running around, and you know, EDSA, you know, it does look like it you know, it has that algo bug, and you don't want to short these plays, you know, that have, you know, some sort of algorithm running on it, you know. So it's definitely possible that we could see you know, similar scenarios to ARCI on day 2. At the same time, we do got to be cautious, and you know, it's definitely possible that it could you know, dump on off today. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, the charts look very similar. You know, we'll see what happens at open though. And this was easy to borrow yesterday too, so we're definitely gonna have you know, some shorts probably swinging this overnight, thinking it's gonna have a you know, a bigger red day today. All right, but we are about 1 minute to you know, market opens. Gobi, it's very hard to explain that right now. You know, it would take a little bit of time. So maybe, you know, towards the end of the stream, I could you know, go back over that topic. But we are about to open right now, so I do want to focus on in. All right, market's about to open. EDSA and NTGN are my top watches right out of the gate here. NTGN, you know, volume's pretty weak on it, but we'll see how it looks, you know, into spikes. All right, market is open. Let's see NTGN. $360s here. Did start some there in the 360s. You know, I'm willing to add up to that $4 line. So I did start some in very small on NTGN. 200K bar to the open. You know, I'm willing to add up to that $4. So I'm in small right now. Just a little feeler position, you know, nothing crazy. So right now I have a 364 average on NTGN. Looking for this thing to fade on off on NTGN. Stated my reasons why I think this could be a a fader. If not, it breaks over $4, you know, I'll stop out. Let's see, still keeping a close eye on EDSA. Kind of what we saw ARCI did. It had a little pullback at opened. Looked pretty weak. The volume looked dead, and then it started to curl back on up. So let's see, EDSA coming up to these levels that I wanted to see it at. I'm going to take a second ad here on NTGN. The last ad will probably be like upper 380s, 390s, and then I'll stop out over 4. I could always reattack, but, you know, really hoping this thing, stuffs around here at this $4 mark. You can see some upper shadows here. Indicates there's definitely some selling. See, each candle has some upper shadows. So I really want to see this washout now happen on NTGN. So after that second ad, my new average is 370. Target will be low 3s. So looking for like 320s, 310s. Yeah, so you can see definitely some big upper shadows here. Definitely indicates there's some sellers, you know, looking to load out. You know, like I said, there's a big ATM, so we could definitely see them start to, unload some shares this morning. And they are strapped for cash, so definitely indicate that they're looking to, start to exit. All right, let's see. EDSA looking dead. I mean, you kind of saw this with ARCI. But you don't want to get in now, until I start to see some bidders, some volume on EDSA. No reason to get on in. So we got to see 360 start to pull here on NTGN. All right, let's see if we get this washout. You can see a lot of selling. You see into the highs. Had a big red volume bar there. You can just see this 360 crack. Let's see EDSA. Let's see EDSA coming up here a little bit. EDSA. So I am watching EDSA here. Watching pretty closely here. May take a starter. I take a starter there on EDSA to like a small starter. I know the volume looks very weak, but I do have a plan in mind. Normally, I wouldn't long swing with this type of volume, but I have a bigger thesis in mind. So I am long there EDSA. 605 is my cost basis. This thing could definitely wash, so be careful. I'm very small right now on EDSA. You can see you're already back at 570s. Only in 1,000 shares, so I'm giving it some room. And look at that, is dumping. And see, that's what we get for longing low volume plays. Did have a thesis in mind, but you could see the volume was very weak. So I hope you guys see that. I'm still in the play. I only have 1,000 shares, but I'm down 35 cents right now. Oh, look at NTGN. Nice. I didn't even realize that. NTGN working out nicely. Yeah, EDSA guys. I did stop out. So you guys can see right there. Absolutely crushed, and that's what I get. I was did have a thesis in mind. Was looking for like an ARCI, type day 2 type of squeeze, and got absolutely burned right there. It's a good example of why you should stick to your niche setups. And at the same time, if you're going to go outside your niche, go extremely small. I had 1,000 shares. It's nothing for me. NTGN right now, I have 8,000 shares. I have 8,000 shares short right now, NTGN. That's a big position for me on NTGN. EDSA, very small, 1,000 shares. I knew what I was getting into. I knew the volume was weak. And that's why I went small on it. If it worked out, I would have looked to add a little bit more, but you could see, got over 6, stuffed, back at 560. So it didn't work out, how I thought it would, and that's perfectly fine, Yeah, you got it. I'm not gonna be some, I want to come across as a, real mentor. I'm not gonna show you just my winners. I'm gonna show you my losers and my mistakes. A lot of these chat rooms and gurus only show you their winners. They'll come across as these god traders that don't make any mistakes. Look at EDCA. EDCA is getting crushed right now. That's usually my setup. The day 2 short. Gap down, weak volume, short into pops. I probably should have been shorting that pop on EDCA, but something did tell me a little that it may have a day 2, and I shouldn't have just gone off intuition. I should have waited for more confirmation, and I made a mistake right there. Now it's back at 520, and now I'm wondering, why didn't I short the pop? Why did I long it? Is what it is. I'm just happy I went small on it. And I didn't take a monstrous loss. I lost $400 there. Right now on NTGN, I'm up 1,000, so I'm still in the green today. NTGN, what I think about it, I told you guys my thoughts on it. I think it's a turd, and I think it will fade today. That's why I'm short right now. Right now, I want to see it start to reject here at this 360 mark, and crack 350. So I hope no one got caught in EDSA. That's why I tell you guys, don't follow my trades, be your own trader. And I did give you guys a heads up that was a little bit more of a riskier play and that I was small. And NTGN starting to spike a little bit here, coming out to my average. We'll see if it rejects here, or is it going to start to squeeze on up. Let's see, NTGN starting to squeeze a little bit here. Let's see, I'm still in right now. My risk is $4. I could have one. I have room for one more ad, but I am in pretty much my core position. But I do have room for one more ad if let's see. It is looking pretty strong right now. Nice little volume starting to move on in. But I'm looking for this thing to soak and stuff here, in the 380s. So $4 is my risk. I'm looking for like 320s on NTGN because I'm risking about 30 cents or so. So gotta be looking to make at least 60 cents. I need that 2-to-1 risk reward. EDSA getting crushed. TNAV fading. So let's see what else we can check out. LCI $12. LCI at 12. NTGN starting to push here. If it breaks 4, I will stop out. Yeah, looking pretty strong here. Have my finger on the trigger if I do have to stop out. Took one last ad on NTGN. That's my last ad. I don't even have any more shares that I can borrow just to get my cost average a little bit up. Cole, what do you mean? I'm not adding to a loser. I said before I even got in the trade, my risk level is 4. I said I was willing to add up to 4 the whole time. Adding to a loser would be if it breaks over 4 and then I start adding. That would be adding to a loser. I knew my risk this entire trade. It's all calculated before I get in. Having some trouble here at $4 on NTGN. Still holding that 375, but 4 is having some trouble. We'll see if it will stay that way or it'll get over $4. So far, I am 0 for 1 on the day. I did take a loss on EDSA, $400. Let's see, nice. See if we get this wash below 375. Coming back down to my average now. Come on, NTGN, let's get this wash. Come on. Came very close there, guys, to stopping out. I mean, I could definitely still go in the other way, but very close there to stopping out. Hit 399. Yeah, we need to crack 375. And sometimes, it's best to this is weird. Sometimes it's best to wait for the line. So $4 was the line I wanted the entire time, but I did start in early. That's why I said I was willing to add up the 4. Sometimes that will hurt you, or sometimes it will help you, because let's say it just had this morning pop on NTGN to like 380, and then you're like, oh, I was waiting for 4, I never got it, and now it's a fader. But then sometimes will help if you start in early, and then you add up if it does go up to that $4 line. So in this case, I did start in early, and then I added up to 4. But we'll see. 375 needs to crack. It's the support line right now. I stated my reasons why I think NTGN, was a good, was bearish on it. Big ATM, they need cash, floats a little bit higher. The only thing I said I was concerned about was this institutional ownership. Volume's good on it. It's not like crazy where I'm like, oh, I'm really, really scared. 400K bar, definitely good. But it's not like it's doing a lot more. Let's see, it may get squeezed out here. Coming on up. Let's see. Boom, I'm out, all out of there on NTGN. They get slippage, and I got smoked there. All out of NTGN. Got crushed. So you guys could see, I got smoked there. Had a trading plan, stuck to it, knew my risk, and I took a loss. 0 for 2 in the day, and that's probably gonna be it for me on the day. I'm down a lot on the day, and it's perfectly fine. I'm not mad, not upset. I stuck to my plans. Maybe EDSA wasn't the best plan. NTGN, no regrets on that one. Had a game plan, took the trade. It just didn't work out. If you guys were here the last 7 days, I had 7 green days in a row. This is my first red day of September, and I did give back my profit from the last 2 days. Yeah, so right now I'm down $3,400. So I'm down $3,400 on the day. That's my max loss is $3,500. So I'm right at my max loss for the day. And Yeah, it's a part of trading, guys, and you're gonna have losses. It's just how you manage your losses. Am I gonna revenge trade right now and try to short NTGN again? No, I'm not gonna fight it. It broke $4. That was my risk. I'm not gonna go fight it. I'm not gonna revenge trade. I'm gonna close it up right after the stream ends, and I'm gonna move on. Not worried at all, guys. I know I'm a good trader. I know I'll come back. I'm not worried at all. What's gonna happen? It's gonna happen. You're gonna take losses, and it's just how you move on for them. Are you gonna revenge trade? Or are you gonna go back on Monday and say, "Oh, I need to make back my $3,500. I need to make it back"? No, that's not your mindset. Your mindset should never be the following day to make back your money. If that's your mindset, you're gonna have troubles trading. You're gonna have a lot of issues, and you gotta be exactly. You gotta be disciplined. Yep. Rob, thanks. Appreciate it. Uh, I was short. I had a 373 average short, and I got stopped out. Got a little slippage. Got out at like 408. So got a little slippage there. That hurt me a bit there, but happens. You're gonna get slippage sometimes. I'm coming off a great month of August. Great month of August. So starting off September in the red. Next week will be the first full week of September, so I'll be looking to bounce back next week. C-Dub 4-3 was your original line. Yeah, I was looking for 4. I did start a little in early, but it is what it is. It squeezed us all out. We're in a hot long market right now. So right now it's 9:54. Probably give the stream to 10:15, 10:20 on Friday. Is usually like the end early. Gobi, I'm not sure what percentage. Not sure what percent. That is. I'd have to do the math. Yeah, I feel you, C-Dub. Rough day for me as well. So right now, you guys have any questions you guys could ask? I'm pretty much done trading for the day, so probably be sitting here for the next 10, 15 minutes, answering any questions you guys have. I really appreciate you guys for all the support, being here every day. I really do. Through the tough times and the good times, it's good to see Good to see for a newer trader, the struggles of trading. Trading is not easy. There's gonna be ups and downs. Not every day is gonna be a green day. It annoys me seeing these bullshit, gurus and furus out there only show you their green days. It's garbage. Either they're paper traders or they're lying. No one has 100% accuracy. No one wins every day. And that bothers me a lot. Seeing how these traders, only show their winners. It's ridiculous. You guys are wondering, I still don't like NTGN for long. I don't. Still don't like NTGN for long. Higher and float. Never gone on a good recent run. Maybe it had a little climb up here, but I just don't like this one for long. Higher float. The volume's okay. It's nothing crazy for a 17, 18 million float stock. The only thing is institutional ownership. There's definitely some big hands. Moving this on up, and I would not be surprised if this thing faded. From here on out throughout the day. Why did I short NTGN? Big ATM. You guys look at the filings. Recent S3 in effect. Massive, 200 million. Huge ATM. I talked to other traders and they said they were strapped for cash. So they had no cash, and they and it was a good chance that they would probably look to tap into that ATM this morning to unload some shares. A little bit higher in float at 18 million. I like longing floats between 10 million and under, unless the volume's crazy. Weak pre-market volume. The pre-market volume was very weak. Right out of the open, I started a lot of weakness into the candlesticks, a lot of upper shadows, so I started getting short into here. I could have covered some here. I was thinking about covering some here, but I didn't. I was looking for 320s. And yeah, that was the setup on NTGN. I was looking for a gap and crap, and it just didn't work out in my favor. Appreciate it, Stock Block. I'll see you on Monday. Is YouTube the only way you could wait to hear you traded live? Yeah, YouTube's the only way. I don't stream on Twitch or anything else, just YouTube. It's only down like 1,500 now for the month. Nothing crazy. Come back from that. August was a good month. Made $25,000. It's a great month for me of August. So, I'm still excited. I'm really excited for next week to bounce back and see what's in store. This week was a little weird. I had I missed Monday. We had off Monday, then I missed Tuesday. So Wednesday was kind of my first day. So it was a little bit of a weird week. Gobi, I'm not sure, percentage wise. So I really couldn't help you with that question. I'm not sure what your account size is. Patrick, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. And I can definitely see if someone's first day watching me, they're like, oh, this kid sucks. He's not a good trader. you know. But I like to consider myself a good trader. I do well for myself. Each year, for the last 2 years, I've been profitable. So yeah, to answer your question, my confidence is not changed at all, not one bit. I feel the same way as I felt yesterday. I stuck to my plan. The only trade I was upset with was EDCA. I mean, I was just going off a little bit of intuition, just going off like ARCI and was anticipating that it would do the same thing. So that trade, I was a little bit disappointed in myself for taking that trade. But the NTGN trade, I'm not really mad at all. I've taken that setup. Big ATM, high float, trap for cash, higher in float, weak pre-market volume, soaking candles right out of the gates. That was a good setup for me on the short side, and it just didn't work out in my favor. It's gonna happen. Yeah, it's really a lot of trading is about just having the confidence in yourself. Having the courage to pull the trigger and take the setup. A lot of traders, don't have the. A lot of traders I see, they don't, like to pull the trigger. A lot of messages I get are, Nick, I'm scared. How do I pull the trigger? I keep missing good setups, good trade. Well, for the good setup, why are you missing it? You should have the confidence if it's a good setup, right? So it's usually, how I respond to them, and it's just our profession. Think of professional football players, scared to get hit. Same thing with us. You can't be scared to get hit. Day trading. It's gonna happen. You're gonna take losses. You're gonna have days where you have max losses. So right now it's 10:02. Probably give the stream another 10 minutes. I hope everyone has a good weekend, and hope to see you guys all on Monday. We haven't done a giveaway in a little bit too. I'm thinking next week I'll do a another giveaway. If you guys don't know, I have been streaming for over a year now. It's pretty crazy. So the past year doing streams, I always do giveaways. So next week I'll probably do another giveaway. I don't know what day I'm gonna do. Maybe I usually do it on a Friday. Maybe I'll do it on like a Wednesday. So definitely make sure you guys are here next week for the giveaway. Nick the winner. I'm not sure if you're here today, but make sure you message me. You haven't messaged me. You did once, but I wasn't there when you messaged me. And I need to give you that other T-shirt you won. Do I have a max win? No. No, I don't have a max win. But I mean, I'll have like a drawdown. So let's say I'm up like 5,000 on the day. I won't let myself go down more than like I don't know, like 3,000. So I'll have like a drawdown amount where like, all right, I gave back a lot of gains. I gotta stop. Yeah, Patrick. All the recaps are up, so you guys could see the past. I have live streams up from the past month, so you guys could go back and watch my any live stream. I have all of them replayed. I have my 7-8 green streak days, and I have more losing days. So you guys could watch any recap. I know a lot of people watch it to watch the level 2 and tape. It's a great exercise. Go back, watch the recaps, and watch the level 2. It's a great practice to improve your tape reading skills. That's funny, Patrick. Nick Sensei. That's funny, man. What do I give away? Give away free money or a T-shirt. Velocity Trading T-shirt or free money. Casey Lee, appreciate it. And if you guys are new, I always repeat this, but I know there's always some new viewers. We have a Discord chat, so make sure you guys check out our Discord chat. Links down below in the description, or you can see the Nightbot post a link to our Discord. We have over 1,000 traders there in our Discord chat. Great community, very Very smart, intelligent traders in there. So definitely go check it out. Patrick, show my win to loss ratio. Let me see if I could. See if I could do that for you. Let me see. Think I could figure something out. Yeah, I'm just trying to play around with it. Trying to see what I could find here. So I have my trader view here. All right, so you guys can see right here. So this is I don't know how long this is from. This may be I don't know how long this is from, but this is some statistics here. So average winning trade is $1,000. Average losing trade there is $645. My average winning percentage is 70%, and my this is I guess this is from like 111 trades, I guess. So this is my statistics. You guys want to see my largest gain is 16,000. My largest loss is 4,000. So you can see I pride myself on that. You know, my max loss is 3,500. So you guys can see I rarely go over that. Just some statistics for you guys right there. So you guys can see I'm almost at that 2-to-1 ratio. I want to get that higher. So my average win's 1,000. My average loss is what was it, like 600. So hopefully I get that number up a little bit to have a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. So I hope that helps, Patrick. Yeah, so that was from like whatever number it was. That was from my last 111 trades. So it's a lot of trades. But all right, it's almost 10:10 right now. Probably give the stream another 5 minutes or so. I see a lot of guys hopping off. It's the weekend. Fridays usually get off early too. So probably give the stream a little bit, not too much longer here, and we'll call it a day. Casey, have a good weekend. See you back here on Monday. So we'll give it like 5 more minutes. A lot of you guys are hopping off now for any last questions. And not seeing anything else. Enjoy the weekend, Patrick, and I'll see you back here on Monday. And definitely looking forward to seeing you over in the Discord chat. Hey, Clint, what's going on? Were you here on our old live streams? Definitely look familiar, that name. Later, Rob. Clint, I do definitely look familiar, that name. I think you were on old live streams. If you were, we changed it up a little. I'm doing small caps full time now, and Alex is now going full times on options. So he's on a different channel. We have a second channel called Velocity Trading's Options, and Alex live streams over there. So NTGN is starting to crack a little bit here. Back below 4 now. So you guys can see, sometimes waiting for your line to come exactly to your line is better than starting in early. Sometimes you're starting in early could burn you like this. So ready? So NTGN, $4 was the line I wanted, right? Let's say I started in at 390, and I cut it like 401, 402, right? I took a 10-cent loss. That's nothing. That's a paper cut. And then what would be the next line? 425 would be the next line. So I could have took that quick paper cut, then attack it again at 425. So that's the power of getting in as close as you can to your line. So if I was in at 420s right now, or even 415, I'll be looking pretty good back at 380. Took that paper cut. Now I'm back in the money. So just a little quick example right there of why it's best to stick to your lines. As close as you can to your lines. See, NTGN was a little greedy. Started in pretty early. Started in like 360s, 370s. Then I added 390s, and my average was 370s. So instead of taking a 10-cent loss or 11, 12-cent loss, I took a 35-cent loss, which was pretty big there. So it's always good to stick as close as you can to your lines. You can say the same thing, when you're longing. You want to get as close as you can to your lines. Minimize your risks so you could afford a paper cut and then reattack. So I wasn't able to take a paper cut at NTGN. I took a pretty big blow. I couldn't have really come back from that big blow. I was near my my max loss for the day. Sometimes that'll help you because sometimes it'll fade right before your line. And then sometimes you'll end up missing, and you'll be like, oh, I was disciplined, waited for my line, it didn't come, I'm mad. So it's tough, what to do. That's a tough call to make as a trader. In this case, I really liked NTGN for a short. I didn't think it would break over 4, so I started in early. But this time it bit me in the butt. So a lot of scenarios you're gonna get thrown out as a trader, and you gotta react quickly. These things move fast. Those are quick decisions you gotta make. Let's see if NTGN is gonna turn into an all-day fader now. It's very likely it could. Looking pretty heavy now on NTGN. 380s now. Putting in some lower highs. But right now it's 10:16. A lot of you guys hopped off, and I'm probably gonna hop off now too. I'm not seeing any questions. So that being said, I'm gonna wrap up today's stream. Hope you enjoyed today's stream. Hope you guys all have a great weekend, and I'll see everyone here back on Monday. First thing on Monday, and I'm looking forward to having a full week of September next week to ready to go attack. So I'll see you all on Discord, and again, hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I'm gonna log off now. Peace.